we're going to get started. Hello, welcome everyone here, everyone online. I'm Lisa Rushing, I'm Director of Community Engagement for NDBT, where you are today. And I have the pleasure of overseeing our community outreach program and have a lot of fun, very passionate about a lot of different organizations, but super excited to join the ASOL board this past summer. And happy to have you guys here. Our bank's been in Dallas for over 60 years. Our original location was President Forest, and we're passionate about community banking and reaching out and engaging our community. So we're honored to have you here, and I know you're going to enjoy everything that you hear today. And I'm just going to say a blessing, and then we'll get started, okay? Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for every person in this room. Bless them, Lord, for giving of their time. We pray that you are honored in our conversations and our thoughts, and let there just be good fellowship. And thank you for everything that you do. Amen.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you everyone for coming as well. Want to first say thank you to North Dallas Bank for hosting us. NDBT has been a fantastic organization to work with as I've gotten connected with them through Lisa, and everything I've seen, they really back up what they say about their community involvement. I'm learning about new nonprofits all the time from seeing Lisa's LinkedIn and hearing about the different places she's serving. So thank you for hosting us and for everyone else for coming.
When are they gonna move south out? We need your bank in south
Yes, me too. I'm ready.
Yes.
It's closer for me, actually, south out. It is because of the North Province.
Well, fantastic. So today, it's going to be a really fun, short day. I wanted to take this time just to share a little bit about ASOL, the story of how we got going. Then we have a special guest speaker, Mr. Mike Sneed, and then you'll get to hear a little bit more about how you can get involved. And I just want to check on the live stream. Can you guys hear? Can I get like a thumbs up to make sure the audio is working? Perfect. All right. So make sure this. All right. So my journey with ASOL started over 8 years ago when I was in college down at Baylor in Waco, Texas. There, I showed up at a service opportunity looking to simply get volunteer hours, but God had much different plans and ended up falling into a life calling. I showed up to this government housing project just looking to help and not really knowing what to expect. I was pretty uncomfortable, but over that time, God really showed, God quickly moved in my heart through the students, and it really ended up impacting me more than it even impacted them. We would show up every week and just get to know these kids and play with them, and saw the life change in their lives as they got to build relationships with us, with students, and then in our lives as we got to understand what they were facing on a day-to-day basis. And it was really heartbreaking as well too, just seeing what students in poverty face on a day-to-day basis. Then I came to Dallas and started working a corporate job in management consulting, but pretty quickly realized I was missing that same heart for service that I had had back in Baylor, back in Waco. So then through some open doors, got involved in the South Dallas community, first through nonprofits, and then ended up attending a church there as well. Throughout that journey, I spent a lot of time listening and learning to residents, just seeing what they face on a day-to-day basis. But at the end of the day, my heart was really with the students. So through a season of prayer and searching, I ended up finding and meeting Lorna Reddix, who I ended up going on to co-found ASOL with. You see Lorna pictured there. Lorna's background is she came from Atlanta, where she had started a homeless shelter and transformed many lives. But what she saw was the impact of entrepreneurship and financial literacy on the people she served, specifically with their children. So she drew up an idea for an after-school program to teach youth about entrepreneurship and leadership at a young age to help change their outcomes in life. So she had this idea in a drawer for over 20 years until we met in January of 2022. We prayed about this idea, deciding, is this something we want to pursue? And both of us got the green light, and a few weeks later, launched into ASOL. So the journey with ASOL, it's been a long time coming. Since we got started back in January of 22, we first launched our board of directors. with just 3 of us, starting and praying about what the future of this organization would be. Then we ended up getting our 501(c)(3) status and launching our first program last summer, which was a summer program for 8 students in the Fair Park area. Then we expanded to after-school programming this spring, and then launched our 3rd program this past fall. In the neighborhood we serve in the 75215 and 75210 zip codes, students face a completely different reality than students in different suburbs and across Texas. Those students face a neighborhood where the schools are failing them. The schools are doing a great job in all that they can, but there's so much set against them. There's the life expectancy in the community is about 20 years lower than in zip code if you go just like 5 miles north. Additionally, it's also a very dangerous community, and these students can face a lot of different obstacles on a day-to-day basis. As we got to learn some of these challenges, we then got to design a program that was meant to address a lot of the things we saw. We defined the problem as not only economic hardship facing students, but also broken relationships around them, whether that's a relationship within the family, with work, with others, and then limited high quality development opportunities, whether that's in school or outside of school. So we designed ASOL to address a lot of those. To address the economic hardship, we've built a program that provides students exposure to different careers and helps them prepare for college, such as taking a college field trip, which we did this past summer. Additionally, as it pulls back up, we are able to provide different food and resources for our students, making sure that they're well fed and that they have some of the basic needs. Additionally, the students in the broken relationships, we then get to provide a supportive community where they feel loved and nurtured, while also getting to do team-based work and learning how to work well with others. And then the development opportunities, we get to work with academic enrichment, spending time doing homework, working on their homework, or working on a variety of other different learning activities so that they're prepared to succeed in school and beyond. And then additionally, we do the really cool hands-on projects for local businesses where they can be transformed while also making an impact on their own community, feeling like they have ownership and are part of the solution. And then also the field trips. That's one of my most favorite parts, as we get to go different places and expose them to things such as to going to the Cowboy Stadium, going to a Dave & Buster's and playing games, going to a few different businesses, and seeing how things work behind the scenes. And we have plenty more coming that we're working on, such as field trips to the airport and beyond. And the 3 pillars of learning for ASOL are entrepreneurship, leadership, and teamwork. We found that these 3 are things that will set students up for success no matter where they go. Entrepreneurship has become a vehicle to connect with students' passions and really light up something in them because it's so customizable. We may encounter students who have a passion for makeup or fitness or barbershop, and we're able to use that and help them dream about what it would look like to be an entrepreneur as they learn a variety of different skills and interests along the way. And then everything is built on the Christ-centered foundation, where we get to introduce them to biblical concepts and show them why we do what we do in the community. And that's also been fantastic to see how they connect with that and are able to develop a hope for their future. And to do this, we built a fantastic team, which God has provided for us. You see here are 4 team members, including myself, our program director, Dr. Laquita Shaw, as well as our 2 program facilitators who are part-time, who are both teachers by day, but come over and teach our program every day after school. And they have such a heart for this work, where they're both super faith-based and love getting to incorporate that into their work, something they aren't able to do with the school district. And then I also want to thank our board, and so very much a thank you effort to the team as well. They all work tirelessly to make this happen, as well as our board. You see there our team who God has provided, who help oversee our mission and make sure we're staying accountable to what we've been called to. And now I want to invite up a special guest speaker. So Mr. Mike Sneed, as I invite him up, I wanted to share a little bit about Mike. So Mike is a South Dallas resident who I met over 3 years ago. Mike has been one of the more influential people on my life as I've gotten to walk with him through a variety of different seasons. He's become a friend, a mentor, a role model for the way he cares and serves his community. And he was one of the first people I told about ASOL almost 3 years ago, and he's been a continual voice in our work since. So I want to give the opportunity for him to share a little bit about his story and experience with ASOL. So I'll pass it to Mike now.
Thank you. Again, my name is Michael Sneed, and I'm a resident of South Dallas, and Watermark moved to South Dallas. So I know y'all read the newspapers and everything. We was shook up. So I was shook up. So my job was to spy on Watermark. And so I became a spy on Watermark. Well, I was their biggest enemy. Now I let them know, but I didn't sneak. And then I got to be a member and a friend. I started trusting Christ and giving him a chance. Not that I'm happy all the way, but what keeps me going is Austin and a couple of other members that really love and have a heart for South Dallas. And that's what we need for these kids to trust. As Austin said, a lot of these kids have never even been out of South Dallas, have never been to a mall. They don't know what a mall is like. I didn't even know the difference from Spanish and white until I was like 15. And that's, and so I ended up, I was a good kid. I had good on hand skills and stuff. I flunked the first grade. I was a well-loved guy, and I wanted to protect that image. And I ended up in prison. And if it would have been opportunities like this, my life would have never went the way it went. So I ended up going to prison. You ain't gonna believe this, I spent more than 35 years. I went to prison, I couldn't even read. I couldn't even spell my middle name. I prayed in jail, I asked God to come into my heart. He came in my heart. I got a GED. I started reading. God was awesome. Things that was happening, but some of the same thing that Austin is bringing to these kids, that these kids don't know. They go to church, but they don't know how to love God and for God to love them. They think like, I knew I was going to heaven. I was the first one at church on Sunday. I was an usher. I sung in the choir. When the service was over, I had my handkerchief and a glass of water, taking it to the preacher. I said, man, God can't wait for me to get to heaven. And that's what I thought. I thought that was going to get me there. I thought I was a servant and I was going straight to hell. I didn't know anything about the word. And so, like I said, I accepted Christ in prison. It went on from there. I've been in the Dallas Morning News 2 or 3 times. Ex-con learned the hard way. I got out, I got a guy. Well, what happened is, as I changed my life, the warden called me and said, we're going to send you to a unit where you can go to work. I didn't know nothing about work. I didn't know anything. So I said, they're not going to give me a job. A couple of weeks later, he called and said, you've been approved. You'll be going to New Boston, to the Hamilton unit to work at the glass factory. 8 triple windows and doors out of Dallas. I went over there. They said they put you in a dormitory. I said, man, I thought I was really big shot there. A guy with a life sentence going out to the dormitory outside, and that's impossible. So I went out there. Everybody was asking me, where you from? That's just the thing. Where you from? I was telling you doing. And when I told them that I had a life sentence, they couldn't wait to get back to tell the administration. This guy's out here with a life sentence for 2 and 3 years offenders. So I went to work the next morning. And the supervisor they say, you got a life sentence. Say, you must know people, you must know somebody in the house, in high places. I looked at them and said, yes, sir, I do. And then I went to work there. I was so happy. I was writing everybody I knew. Hey, I'm paying Social Security, I'm paying income tax. I had never known nothing about none of this stuff. But I heard mom and dad tell me, waiting for them checks and stuff. So I was so happy that I was becoming a man. I was learning some skills. I was saving money. Time come that I was had to leave and go to pre-release. I cried. I said, no, I'm crying about prison. I don't want to leave prison. No, I gotta work. I need this money. I need this. They said, Austin wants you to go to pre-release. I had to go to Bryan College Station to pre-release. So I went to Bryan, crying all the way. But I was crying, I was fighting what God had in store for me. God had something bigger than that little check for me. So one day I was going to child home where we go eat, that's what we call it. and I was, they had a crusade. Oh man, they was really rocking that gospel music. I said, I think I want to go. The devil, that's when I knew it was the devil. He was telling me I did. He was stretching me like a rubber band. And I broke loose and I went. And when I walked in that crusade, a guy walked up to me and said, I heard you've been locked up a long time. He said, I want to give you a job when you get back to Dallas. So when people come to prison, they tell people stuff all the time. So I just took that and like it was nothing. He gave me a card. My sister picked me up. When I got released a couple of weeks after that, I went to the cemetery and I cried. Thank God that I had made it. I made it. Some of these guys didn't, all kind of ways. So I told my sister, I say, call this number. And she reached the side of it. No, this is how I left. She picked up some on the side of them. And she said, I got it. I said, oh man, she working with the cops too now. She picked up this little thing, which was a cell phone. I had never seen a cell phone in my life. And she was telling my mom and dad that she had me. And she was bringing me home. So I told her to call that number. This guy met me. And he came out, took me, bought me clothes, took me down this water treatment where they was working, rebuilding it on 45. So I got out. This guy said, Mexicans, they ain't gonna work with you. I said, what? He said, no, they ain't gonna work with you. I walked over to him, said, I just got out. I've been locked up 35 years. I don't know anything about construction, but we finna work together. In 2 weeks, they was bringing me more tacos than I can eat. In 2 months, I made the front page of the Metro. I was their supervisor. God had taught me how to drive backhoe, Skytrack. I was driving stuff I ain't even heard of. And so God had just been opening doors. But if I'd had the opportunity, no telling where I would be. But the kids over there just don't have opportunity. And I try to encourage people. You know, you hear about kids that's unfortunate. And it's just kind of like go through. And you say, well, hey, I'll give them this for Christmas. I'll put this in the church and they just, but the love that you can get when you can go and just pull some girl in and say, hey, let's go to the movies. Hey, let's go to town this ball. I'm gonna buy you a dress for Christmas. Something just to show some real love that she don't have. It means a lot. It really means a lot. And so, like I said, I was watching Watermark because they said it was there to curb. And they've been hurt so many times about people saying we're here to curb. You know what I mean? And so they just been hurt and nobody trusts. Everybody was not wanting to talk to me. Oh, you go to that Watermark. And I was hearing all that's because they didn't have trust. People didn't have trust. And a lot of people still don't have trust. But the kids are having trust. And that's more important because that's the next generation. We have to pull some of that other stuff out. And it takes people like y'all to come into the neighborhood to show love, true love. You know, we're Christians. We got to show God's love. And we have to show love, real love. It's not by color. It's not by none of that. I don't even know a color. All I know is Jesus Christ. That's my color. I love him so much. And so I think that the program he got, and when he started showing me, and he started showing me the type of person he was, man, I look up, he picking up paper in the neighborhood. I said, man, that's my brother. I was scared to go. He was going into camps for homeless. Just going everywhere. So I took him, I introduced him to the city council, and he just got to be a regular guy. He proved to me that he cared about the kids. And that meant a lot to me. That meant a lot to me that he stepped out. He stepped out and proved. He didn't step out and say, I'm Watermark. He stepped out as Austin. And that's what meant a lot. And that's why I care so much about this, what he got going, because he really does a good job. He takes these kids to the stadium. A lot of these kids would never, ever have a chance to go to a stadium until they got to be about 35 on the job. You know what I mean? And I think that with a program like this, it'll give them a chance. School, it gives them a chance, but not a chance like this to be able to see and to feel and really dream again. Dream again. Go to a Cowboy stadium. Oh man, I'm gonna be a professional player. Oh man, I'm gonna work for it. You know, it really means a lot to these kids, and it means a lot to the neighborhood, whether their parents know it or not. You know what I mean? And the kids can change the parents when they see good things coming out of their kids. Some of their bad behavior will just disappear, and will make it better for living for the kids. And open up the mind for learning and different things. I just wish that it was Esau when I came up, and so I really do. Because I had a mind to do things and on-hand training and stuff, but it was nothing like that. We had Boy Scout and Cub Scout, but it was nothing like North Dallas Boy Scout and Cub Scout. All our Boy Scout and Cub Scout did was direct the traffic in front of the school. You see what I'm saying? We didn't go camp, we didn't know nothing about camping and none of that. So it would have been a big deal if we had a ASO when I was growing up. And so I guess I better shut up. I can talk all day, especially about Jesus, because I tell you what, he's awesome. And so I know if we do God's work, if we love Jesus, then we have to love South Dallas. So thank y'all for listening to me. God bless you.
I just want to like be like all the kids out of start something new.
We'll be quiet. Which is quick video.
Yeah, I go over to Reddit. I'm Austin Bowyer, and we're the co-founders of the After School Opportunity Lab, or ASOL. ASOL is a nonprofit whose mission is to empower underserved youth through an after-school and summer program, introducing them to an array of vocations, entrepreneurial ideas, and life skills that can change the course of their lives. What I like about ASOL. What I like about ASOL is that it brings the community together. The people who work with ASOL can just take the time to just work with like kids like me to like better themselves. We stay out of trouble, keep our heads straight. They teach us about life. What I liked about ESOL is that they are very responsible. Also, that they are so focused on what the kids in the group can be when they're up there, pushing it to their limit.
We're working to build up the community and offer impactful programming at no cost.
The start of this came from when I had a homeless shelter for families in Atlanta. The effect of teaching the parents about money management and financial literacy and entrepreneurship inspired me to think of an after-school program that's starting as early for children.
I learned how to, start, a business. I learned how to, I learned marketing. I learned a lot.
When Lorna and I met serving in South Dallas, we quickly bonded over our passion for teaching youth about entrepreneurship and other life skills. We envisioned a future where every child would have the skills to break the cycle of poverty and homelessness. I educated them about entrepreneurship, financial literacy, leadership, teamwork, and project management.
We have successfully seen these students go from small dreams to big dreams.
It means a lot. It means a lot. Like some kids, like they dream of doing this, dream of, having like to do this opportunity. So starting a business to me, like it means so much happiness to me. It means joy to me. Just joy.
What I want to be is to be involved with teenagers, like communities that are lower income, and help break the cycle and build them up so they're not caught in all the violence. Communities around you, like the world in general, it all depends on what you are. With the support of the community and with your financial support, we can only improve their lives and watch them become the mayors, the city councilmen, and the business owners in the South Dallas community.
And this is just the beginning. We've already done a lot. We have very big dreams and goals for this organization and invite you to join us on our mission to continue serving more students and changing the course of their life.
Right. So thank you all for listening there. And sorry about the audio issue with the computer, but so with this, thank you all. Thank you, Mike, for talking as well. That was inspiring and just very thankful to have you part of our team. So as you see, some highlights there from the past year. One thing I wanted to mention from a highlight from last year was our project with Southside Chicken Wings and Grits in the upper right corner, where we worked with business owner Leonard Nolan in South Dallas, who had a fantastic restaurant, and our students were able to assist him with marketing as they learned hands-on, how to make a hands-on impact, even creating a customer loyalty program for Mr. Nolan. This past spring, we did a project for a skincare business, LV Body Butter. As she launched a new product, our students went behind the scenes into the product development process. And then this current spring, and there you see our AT&T Stadium trip last week. One story I want to share is, so there's a 15-year-old student named June in the back left corner. And June, we teach all our students to prepare well for anything they do. So we had all of them come up with different questions to ask the AT&T Stadium team. And we actually got to meet with a variety of leaders within their team. And June asked some really insightful questions. So the next day I got an email from the HR manager who said, we'd like to have June come and explore an opportunity to shadow someone and work towards an internship here at the stadium. And that was the kind of thing that I was able to share with the student, and watch his eyes light up and see that the Cowboys want him. And that's really the impact of our programming, is we're teaching these students these soft skills and things that will really help set them up no matter where they go, and how to just show up and be their best. And so lastly, this is a team effort. Anything that has happened with ASOL is due to one, just first God's blessing, and also the team that's been a part of it. And we could use your help. As a small organization, a small staff, we're continually stretched and can use help, whether it's as a volunteer. We have a variety of different positions and can use help. As a donor, we're actually in the middle of North Texas Giving Day right now, which is an opportunity for individuals to support financially and help us continue to provide programming at no cost to students, which was which was something so important from us from day one. We didn't want cost to be a barrier, so we provide our programs fully no cost to the businesses we work with or the students we serve, which has been a huge blessing. And our generous team has allowed us to continue to do that. So we ask that if that's something that resonates with you, we would love to have a further conversation about that. And then lastly, we could use your voice. As a small organization, not a lot of people know who we are yet, and we can use help as people continue to share about what we're doing across the community and beyond. I would love to give you the opportunity to do that. If you ever have questions, I would love to provide you with materials, as I will after this event. I'll send a follow-up email with ways that you can get involved. But that's all we had today. I want to just quick pause and see if anyone has any questions about our work or anything that I or someone on our team can address here today.
Hey, Mike, you talked about just building trust. What are some of the things that Austin is doing or that we could do to help build trust?
Well, the thing, trust, is you just have to be yourself. When you come out and you try to be more, more than what you make them suspicious by overdoing yourself, and that's what shadows them back. Watch out. You understand what I'm saying?
Dude.
And so the way Austin throw himself into the community and the way he moves around and the way he's just like one of them, you have to be one of them. Because when they feel that you're one of them, you make you feel relaxed. And it's hard for them to think that you're one of them because you're actually not one of them. You wasn't raised in a house with 8 kids in one bathroom. You see what I'm saying? And everybody is fighting for the restroom at 7 o'clock in the morning for school and working. I mean, they know that you haven't been through that. You see what I'm saying? And you not to come over there and act like you Miss Goody. You get what I'm saying? Because South Dallas automatically they say, Caucasian, they was born with a gold spoon in their mouth. But that's not always true. You see what I'm saying? But that's automatically what's in their head until you prove that, hey, I'm just like you. I wasn't born with a gold spoon. I'm not here to act like I got everything. So that you just have to be yourself. And I think that's how Austin wanted me. He just came out, he was in the neighborhood picking up paper. He was in that feed. I served the homeless and stuff in front of the church one day. Just a lot of things, just be yourself. Just whatever you are to you. Don't come fake, don't go because I say, be led by God. Just go and be yourself. So I think I'm gonna go to South Dallas. Austin, when is your next group? And just, you at Austin group and just waddle off and hey, talk to this little girl or that little boy. And just say, hey, I care about the people in South Dallas. And that's what means a lot. And so that's basically what it is. It's just be yourself. Show some love. Don't be afraid to hug and smile, stuff like that.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Any other questions? All right, and if not, then we will also wrap up the live stream here and we'll give everyone else a chance to hang out. But thank you for those who joined virtually as well. We'll also send that follow-up email to you as well. Thank you for taking the time to be here.